Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Distance Slim podcast. My name is Sean, and I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This is Imran. He is in Thun, Switzerland. This is our long distance friendship podcast. This is episode number 30. Imran, how are you, my friend?
Good, good. Just got back from a week's holiday, so very much rested. Bit tired from obviously travel yesterday, but overall, really good fun. Very
Yeah,
good
how
fun.
was how was holiday? Tell. I obviously know where you were, but tell the listeners where you were and tell me how it was. What was the experience like?
Yeah, so it was my first time doing like an all-inclusive trip. So we went to Antalya, Turkey. No, I did not get my hair done. No, I did not get my feet done for anyone asking. All family members were asking that question like every day on the trip, asking for a new picture of my teeth. But yeah, no, it was good. It was really enjoyable. I'd never done one of them kind of trips before with Nicola, and we've been together 8 years. I think the last time we went on this even a sun trip was like our second year into our relationship. So it was nice just to just relax at the pool and chill. And I know Sean and Simone are very fond of these kind of trips, so when they were telling me, "Oh, you're going to enjoy it," yeah, they were right. It's very, very nice. Like especially when you've like had like a hard period of either with college or work, it's a nice little breather just to relax the settings and stuff. And like I was telling Sean during the week that I was taking a week break from social media. So I think it'd be funny if I read out my screen time from like the previous weeks. Me and Nicola were looking at them, we were like, what the hell? It was mad. The difference was crazy. But yeah, no, very enjoyable. Highly recommend all inclusive, especially if you get a good one. Our hotel was fairly good, like the food quality was really good, service was really good, and like the fact that you can just go get a drink whenever you want, Coke
Mm.
or alcohol, it's grand, like it's nice.
Yeah, it's class. All inclusive is like the way to go. Like we done
Yeah.
only a couple of months into our relationship. I think we were only together like 8 or 9 months when we first like went on our first sun holiday, and like we would never go back. Like we have said that like we want to do that at least once a year because it's just like you said there. It's like a nice way to like really turn off. I feel like that's like a proper holiday. Whereas like I know you guys and especially Nicola have done like quite a lot of city breaks and stuff like and gone and seen cities, which is like stuff we love to do as well. But like it doesn't feel like as much of a break, and like like you were saying there, like when you need a bit of a break after maybe like a stressful like kind of time in your personal life or work life or whatever like that, like like just having that time to like be able to just turn your phone off, like shut off work and stuff, like and really like re-energize yourself, like just by sitting beside the pool and getting some vitamin D with the sun and stuff, and then yeah, all inclusive is the way to go as well.
Yeah, we spent so much time at the swimming pool. It was great. Like we just sit in the sun, chill, go back in the water. Like the whole week we were just watching movies, playing the Switch. Like we brought the Switch with us. It was great. Like just really relaxing trip. Even like what we do, we didn't even go out any of the nights as well. We went one night into the Antalya city just to walk around, look at the bazaars and stuff. But most of the night we just like went downstairs, had a few cocktails, played cards. Like it was just really, really relaxing. And like that's what
Mm.
we wanted. We didn't want to be going out on nights out and stuff like that, or like going to pubs and stuff. Like we just wanted to genuinely just flake out for a week. And like I honestly, people in Turkey are so nice. I actually the only thing that I was absolutely shocked by was like the because Turkey is split in. I didn't even notice Turkey is in Europe and in Asia at the same time.
Yeah.
Genuinely did not notice, but we were on the Asian part, and when we were crossing the roads, it's exactly like how you see in kind of like these third world countries where like pedestrian crossings and stuff like that just don't exist. So like me and Nicola trying to cross the road was crazy. Like you'd be like you'd have to like stop halfway through, a car would come, then you'd have to stop again. You'd have to do like a little jog, a little walk. It was very surreal experience. Like it's obviously you've seen it in like, films and you see videos online and stuff like that, but when you're not actually experienced it like firsthand, it's just it's wild. It's
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, yeah, but no, yeah, really good trip. Yeah, I'd definitely go back to Turkey again. We definitely said it. The only thing I'd say I wouldn't do would I'd probably try to stay away from like all inclusive with children. Not like that they were like particularly like over the top and just making lots of noise. It's just I feel like because there was like a club on at the time and there was like activities, there was just music playing 24/7. Where I kind of would have liked it if it was a bit more like less activity based and more chill because like they had like water
Mm.
polo and yoga and all that kind of stuff. And I was so sick at the sound of the nickname. It was like it's the same playlist every day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like by the end of the trip, I was like, I'm actually sick of like half of these songs.
Yeah, this is why me and Simone, like, this is like a tactical move. We don't go on any holiday in June, July, or August because that's when the kids are out. We
Yeah,
only go on holidays, especially sun holidays like that, in May and September. They're the two times to go because the kids are still in school, and you also get better deals. I find as well at those times because you've got most people, and like I think there's like some. I don't know. This is a thing in Ireland. I don't know if it's a thing anywhere else, but you also have builders' holidays as well. I think most like builders or most trades get like a lot of August off
Yeah,
as their holidays. It's like a an industry thing where like that's like the time of year for like construction workers and for lots of different trades people to go on holiday. Like it's like that allocated time of year and stuff. So like August especially is always just packed full. So like I only ever go on holidays and like we anytime we ever went to Salou, which is like where we always went all inclusive, like which I've
yeah.
talked to you about loads of times. Like we only ever went in May. And our son holiday this year, so we went on two this year. One was obviously I was going to see you guys in
Mm.
Switzerland at the start of June, and then the sun holiday that we're doing is at the end of September, which is going to be great because it's just going to be chill, and it's
Yeah,
just going to
just a
be
reset.
yeah, it's going to be like we haven't been away since we moved house and since my mom died and stuff so it's going to like I'm really looking forward to just
Switching
relaxing
off.
and yeah, switching off
Yeah,
because like while we loved, I think I've said this to you anyway. Like like while we absolutely loved coming over to you, is like that didn't really feel like a holiday to us because
yeah,
we were coming over. We wanted to spend as much time, which is we didn't want to like sit in the room by ourselves and like just like down tools. Like we wanted to be witches, we wanted to be engaging witches and like appreciate the time that we had. But because of that, it wasn't like super it wasn't like a holiday vibe for us, like
yeah,
and like that's
yeah,
nothing like that's nothing against you guys and your hospitality.
yeah,
Like we absolutely loved coming over and we want to come back to see us, like
yeah,
but we also were like we want a sun holiday like that as well, where we can
yeah.
just relax, like
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like that happens a lot though when you're meeting, like going to see friends. Like I've said before, like a lot of my friends have now moving away or starting to think about moving away, and like we've been kind of texting recently trying to like organize a meetup. But I feel like when you're going to see your friend, you're like less, focused on going to see stuff. You want to like kind of spend like 90% of your time with
mm,
that person because you don't get to see them as much. Like obviously it's cool to get stuff to go on see stuff like, but I knew that you and Simone, this is like your first time coming over. Like realistically, you just want to see two and spend time with us. Where like if you come over in the next year or the next 2 years, we'd probably go off and do stuff together. You might come a bit longer, that kind of way. Like it's kind of different based when you're coming over for the first time to like you're coming over the second or third time. Like the same with Nicholas' family now. Like I know now, like the first time they came, we spent like most of the time in Tune. Then the second time they came, we went off and done stuff, and then they came again there 2 weeks before I went. I went away, and it was very much just like we're just willing to do whatever. You know what I mean? Because they've done that straight away. They've done all the fun parts straight away. So now they just want to spend time, go to the pool, chill out. So yeah, it's nice though. It's nice having friends and family coming over, and it really is just like, oh, come look at her. I said, think I said this in podcast before. It's kind of like you're not trying to show off. You're kind of like, oh, look, this is where I live now.
yeah.
This is my
uh,
environment.
but not like it's even the same for us, like because like my grandparents and like and any of my family, like whenever like we buy something new for the house, like whenever we buy like when we bought our fridge, we're like, everybody come over, look at our fridge, wow.
Yeah,
Everybody's there like, wee, like clapping hands. And then like a couple of weeks ago by we buy a couch, we'd be like, everybody come over and look at the couch, and we're, way, yeah, look at the couch, wow. Like or like the TV or like other random shit, like or like we'd paint something like a recently. I say we, but I'm gonna be honest here, it's primarily Simone who's been working on the hallway, and what we've done is like, well, I say we, what Simone has done is I'm useless with DIY. I've said this before, I'll never, I'm useless with DIY.
I'll
But
have you no fodder.
Simone's basically wallpapered the bottom half of like the stairwell wall
Hmm.
with like a kind of jungle, like it's like a black background with like some palm trees kind of coming out of it, but they're like really dark, they're not like bright green.
Hmm.
And then on the top half there's a lot of scratches and bumps and marks and stuff on the wall from over the years and from us taking the wallpaper down and trying to smooth out and stuff. So what we said is the best case scenario for this, let's just cover it and
Yeah.
not with wallpaper, because wallpaper's a pain in the ass to
Yes.
deal with.
Yeah, yeah.
So what Simone is currently in the middle of doing is we're covering that wall full of posters. So it's kind of giving your old room type of vibe. But now
Yeah.
it's not like border to border full of posters, but like
Yeah.
we're just like sticking like posters in frames like up the wall, and we're gonna fill it full of loads of them. Like, so we've got about five up there now. We've got a Foo Fighters one, we've got an Arctic Monkeys one, we've got an Apple one, we've got a Roisin O one. Shout out to Roisin, love you Roisin. We're gonna stick up one of Keena Rawley's ones as well.
I
Like
can
I have
see a
a
trend
whole.
here happening. Sean got to pick all the posters.
No, no. To be fair, Simone actually picked out quite a lot of them. To be fair, like I've only
Fair.
kind of like she picked them with me in mind. Like, we
Yeah,
bought loads of them off Temu,
of
like for like
course.
50 cents, and we're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
whatever is good we'll keep. Like we bought loads, and we threw out like five of them as well. Like, because they just were
yeah,
shit
yeah.
looking, or the quality of them wasn't looking good. Like. But yeah, a couple of IKEA frames and some just sticking the photos in. I want to stick. There's the catfish one there. We're probably gonna
Cool.
take that down from there and put that in there. And Simone is after doing something really cool for me. She designed a gig photo from the Soundhouse gig last year with
Okay.
photos of me and the lads in the band at the time who played in the Soundhouse at the time. Shout out to Jack, Shane, and Keane. Like she done, so I think we're gonna frame that and put that in here, and then she done like a second one with the lads who are in the band now, and then we're gonna
Okay.
put that one up there, and then I also like the one I was like, can we have this one please? Was a Chelsea one of us won the Champions League in 2012, and maybe a second one of us won it in 2021. So like maybe the one of Drogba running around the pitch with the
Yeah,
cup. So maybe that, and then another one with like Aspilicueta or something like that from the second
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, what Sean's trying to say is he got to pick the posters.
Simone's have to do all the hard work, and I've
Yeah,
gone.
yeah,
This one's
yeah.
good. I like this one.
I like this one. This one's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Oh, good, yeah. I remember, if for context, my old room, when I moved out from my mom's, it was just full of just random posters. The only thing I would say with posters is they look better in frames.
Mm,
They like, especially, I think they look more. I don't know, like I don't want to say like original, but I think they just look way cooler in posters. They just look like they stand out more, definitely. Like especially when you see them on like a wall,
I think they look a bit tidier or like organized
tidier.
or
Yeah,
something like that. Like,
yeah.
whereas like I think you can achieve that with posters, and I think the two of us kind of did get that at different times in our old rooms. But
Mm.
like at the same time, like it gets really hard to fit certain posters in certain areas. Like, because like you'll end up with like a corner that's only got like an A4 size, and then the next poster you buy is like A3, and then you're kind of
Yeah.
fucked. Or like you have to cut it, or you have to fold it, or you gotta just try and make it work. But
I thought
yeah.
it'd be funny if I kind of off topic, but I thought it'd be funny if I read out my screen now just because we were talking about the previous four. So the last Friday, I spent 5 hours and 33 minutes on my phone, and 3 hours and 20 minutes was on Instagram alone. So there you go, you lads. You can tell I have a problem, right? Them Instagram reels is my biggest issue. It's like pretty much everyone else on TikTok. And this Friday or Friday just gone, I spent 53 minutes. Man,
Jesus.
it's bizarre. Like, and I think it'll tell me here how many times I picked up my phone. I picked up my phone 20 times across the day, and the week before, on the Friday, I picked it up 120. So 100 times more I picked up my phone across the day.
Mm,
It's crazy to think how much time you spend on your phone on these social media apps. That was like a real proper awakening for me. I was like, right,
mm,
I need to. I think what I'm gonna try doing now is try sign off my phone during the day on Instagram, and I feel like that app for me specifically is where I spend most of my time. Obviously, in the house, I watch a lot of YouTube or on Spotify listening to music around the house and stuff like
mm.
that. But I think for me now, if I want to reduce my time on Instagram, I'm gonna have to log out. It's the only way where my brain isn't like, go pick up your phone, go pick up your phone, go pick up your phone.
Yeah.
Like just fucking brain rot. I know there's loads of apps out there that you can get where you can lock your phone on different apps for certain periods of time, but
Mm.
it's like that was a proper reawakening for me on the trip.
I try to like I kind of I think if I wasn't doing what I was doing with music, and now kind of with this as well with the podcast, I think I would have probably deleted all my social media except for Twitter. I'll never delete Twitter. I don't care if it's run by a right wing fucking crazy maniac that I don't agree with at all. Twitter is too funny. Like Twitter is like I sit and read Twitter like people read books in the afternoon. Like, I love Twitter. It just is full of the funniest stuff. Also full of very edgy and racist and homophobic stuff as well. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say there's not stuff there that is quite offensive, but that's on most platforms. But because Twitter is a little less policed, it just pops up a little bit more on Twitter. But like because of that as well, some of the stuff that like is just funny on there. It's so unhinged. It's so good.
Yeah.
Um, like I think I don't know if I said it before on the podcast, but one of the best days of my life was the day the Queen died and sitting on
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah, yeah.
It was genuinely like one of the funniest things ever. But I think I would have deleted my social all my social media if it wasn't because if it wasn't for my like music. And like
Hmm.
now because my office job also like I manage social media pages, so like I need to kind of keep up to date with like new trends and like app updates and like how the like it's not even like algorithms or like what's popular and stuff like that, but
Software
also like
systems more like.
exactly just the interface and how it progresses because it changes every couple of months, like and they'll add some
Mm.
new features and stuff like that, and I need to be on top of how to use them, like whether it's for my job, whether it's for this, whether it's for my music, like I need to like I need to be sharp on them.
Hmm.
And like in this, I don't use them all as well, like there's some things that get added and they're useless to me, but then they're useful for my job. And then otherwise then like there's stuff that's useless for my job or it's useless for my music, but it's good for the podcast. So like
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
just like I just need to kind of keep myself up to date. One thing I have found helpful in that regard is I turned off all my notifications on all apps.
yeah,
I don't get notified when someone sends me something unless it's a direct message. So like and like this is kind of a pet peeve as well, but like I hate notifications that are like check out today's top 10 reels, or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it like like Imran commented on Manchester United's photo. I'm like, I don't care. Like
yeah,
that was type notifications stuck in my head, and then like when people are liking your stuff, like when you're posting as much content as I do, that kind of just gets like it becomes a distraction and makes you go in
yeah,
and start checking your likes and stuff. And it's like I don't care about my likes, but then when those notifications are there, so I only get direct messages, and even that I don't get requests. So if someone tries to DM my music page and I don't already have an open chat with them, I won't. I'll have to go in and like check that, like So if anyone needs me urgently, they can get to
yeah.
me by texting me, and I will get that notification. But like I have all those type of notifications of like someone's liked it or check out the top 10 reels or Imran commented on this, but I have all that turned off, and that's really helped me
Mm.
as well. But I am also really guilty of like just getting into a doom scroll, especially like when I'm working from home, like when I'm like sitting at home on like on my lunch break, or you know if like I get like if I'm waiting for a meeting to start and I have like 5 minutes and I'm sitting there scrolling, like that's where I kind of get it bad. Whereas like I find once I actually hit 5 o'clock, I don't go on my phone an awful
Yeah,
lot at all, because
yeah.
especially because I
Brain.
try. Sorry, go on. I
Yeah,
just
sorry, just on that point, it's like brain rot is so easy to get into, especially like you're saying there's it's at times when you're sitting doing nothing. For example, like if you're making a cup of tea or you just, you're waiting for a show to come on or whatever. Like it's that 5 minute period where you're sitting down on your phone. For me, honestly, most of the time it's me sitting on the jacks. When you're sitting down and you're just bored waiting for the poo to plop out. Sorry for all my listeners there, but very descriptive. Um, but it's just that it's just a constant flicking on your phone, and I find it easy. I find it personally easy to avoid notifications because like a lot of the time I'm not the best at replying straight away back and forth. I mean, it depends on certain things, like if it's family members or for example, like our podcast, I'm fairly quick at responding unless I'm like really busy at the time, like in work or something. But for like little messages, like my friends texting me on Instagram or like sending me a meme or something, like I'm so slow to reply. But
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I feel
Yeah,
like it's the same thing though. People can be like I know a lot of friends that respond in seconds. Like their time lapse period of like them responding back to a message would be instant. Like no matter what time of the day. So it's crazy to think like although my screen time might be really poor, I can always like improve it in different ways. Like I feel like that's a good idea with the notification turn that off. I actually might do that after the
I really
podcast.
recommend you. Like, especially like I know you're not on TikTok, but like TikTok
Yeah.
is really bad for that. For like sucking you in. So like I have everything turned off on TikTok. I don't no TikTok don't send me. I don't. That's not just on social media apps as well. By the way, like I hate getting like random emails from like a subscription. Like I don't really subscribe to any like newsletters around like that. I only subscribe to like the MCD one, or
So if you're interested.
um like stuff that's real that I'm like that I would actively get a use out of. Like the MCD is the first one that comes to mind because you get pre-sale codes for concerts, you get concert announcements and that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I'm on theirs, and I think I'm on one for 3 plus as well, because when I'm with three, like you get benefits, and there's loads of like random competitions that pop up that I just enter just because I can, like, you know.
As you can, yeah.
But like I do it across. Like I hate it, like other like you know like when a random app that you haven't used in a month is just trying to get
Yeah.
your attention and like Just Eat for example. It's like oh like order from the top five new chicken places. And like I'm in the middle of work. I didn't ask. You know.
Yeah. It's like leaving your packet of munchies in the back of the cupboard. You know, it's
quick
right behind it's behind the beans, been sitting there for about 3 months.
quick question for you on the whole TikTok and pooping situation, right?
Hmm.
So when you are, we all do it, right? You're sitting there, you're watching your TikTok, your Instagram reels as you take your poop. So
Hmm.
then it comes time to tidy up after. Do
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
leave your TikTok or your no, for your in your case it's Instagram reels? Do you leave Instagram reels just playing in the background and risk the repeat of the same video, or do you go out and either wipe in silence or go into YouTube and put on a video while you're wiping?
It's all coming out now. I feel like I've been a culprit to both. You know, like I've done the thing where like I'm like, oh, that was a messy one. So I try like I need like you know I need to wipe quick. You know, this could get a serious situation kind of thing. So I'll like put my phone of like the video I'm watching like on the bath like the bath holder, and I'll leave it there and then I'll wipe. But the problem is then the same video is playing over and over and over again. And it could be a random video that's like not the right setting for the environment, what's happening. But
Yeah.
then there's other times where it's like I'll just turn it off and then do like a silent wipe, which is then also can be a really weird factor as well because your brain's so stimulated after watching all the videos and then you're going from that to silence to you wiping your bum.
I
I don't know if I specifically, like, you know, like Sean's probably like best Chelsea goals from the 08-09 season, Drogba, what he's taking his shit. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm on that level quite yet, but I
no,
know.
like
What videos do you go to, Sean? Come on,
so
tell
like
us.
no so like I'll be scrolling and then I'll say right because I don't want the same like especially like you never know what's going to come up next in your algorithm, right? So you
Yeah.
could get landed with a 2 minute video, you could get landed with a 10-second video, and if you get a 10-second thing, that thing's on loop.
Yeah.
Mad, and depending on how bad of a shit you're after taking, like you know, so I will always just go onto YouTube and try and find a video that's like under 10 minutes that I don't really care about, just
Well,
for
he's
background noise, like you know. So like
tactical genius.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like 9 times out of 10, like I'll come on and probably stick on it just a clip from the Fozcast.
Yeah,
You know, so from Ben Foster, former Premier League goalkeeper. I really like his podcast, but like
yeah, it's really good.
I'll actually like listen to the full episode like when I'm like cleaning the house and tidying the house and stuff. So I can stick that on in the background, half listen to it, and tidy up after myself and be on my way. You know. And if I still
Yeah,
find if I especially if it's like during work, like if I still find it interesting, I can just keep watching it as I go back to my desk, like you know. And because I specifically pick something because you never know, it could be really good and could be really juicy. I'm talking about the clip here, not my shit, and it could be a really good video. But then if you've put on a video that's like 15-20 minutes, like you know, you might not get to finish that. And
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I like to commit. I like to like, especially because I watch a lot of video essays as well. Like I love to watch video essays while I'm cooking, or even just like randomly when I'm a bit bored and there's nothing on telly. I'll like watch like hour-long video essays on why Walter White was wearing certain boxers in this episode of Breaking Bad. Like you know, what was the wardrobe choice for that? Uh, but yeah, like I'll always try and pick something that's like less than like 8 minutes is like you're golden because it's taking you 3 to 5 minutes to you know tidy yourself up and wash your hands and dry your hands and stuff, and then you've got like that 3 minutes of walking downstairs and like you know deciding what you're going to do next with your day. You know,
We apologize to all our listeners for this week's episode of the podcast.
this is the important shit that we need.
Li- li-
Literally, pun intended. This is the
Literally,
important
there
shit
you
we need to be
go.
talking about, right?
How poop and TikTok is connected. This is a great
Yeah.
topic. I like this. I like this. Yeah. Well, we should make it like a playlist of like our favorite videos to watch. You know, post them on the page. You know,
Yeah,
recommendation. These are poop record.
yeah. Like when I say like bad videos, like I don't specifically mean like they're like badly made videos. Like it's just like it's very like low effort. Like with podcasts, you stick podcasts on the background, and like sometimes you're really listening to them, and sometimes you're not. You might be
Yeah.
doing that right now with this podcast, you know. So we appreciate
If so, I hope you're
it.
enjoying your toasty.
Shout out to you if you're wiping your ass right now.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to you. Good job. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Uh,
Anyway.
I thought I have it. I actually just remembered like a funny story there from when we were on holidays. We went scuba diving. It was me and Nicholas first time doing it. And anyway, it was good. It was good crack. Like everyone was super nice. We went on the boat. They brought us out to like the area. They kind of showed us a little bit on the boat of like how it works. Very straightforward. You know, like this is where you breathe in. Obviously, you won't be able to do it until you're actually in the water. So anyway, it was my turn. Nicola was doing it she was in my group as well. They do three at a time. So anyway, plopped in to the water. The guy came up and he's like, "Hi, I'm your instructor." Da 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 da. And then he was just showing me like, obviously you can't speak underwater, so you have to do all like there's certain symbols to like say like you're good, you're okay, there's no problems. Like they'll give you directions. So anyway, went down the first, like he brought me under the water, like he was pulling me under down because it's obviously you're wearing the canister on the back, it's really heavy. So he pulled me down into the water. I'm panicking a little bit because like I'm trying to get the breathing sorted because obviously I'm like panicking because there's so much water pressure and everything. So he's just like, look, calm your breath down with his hand. He's like, calm it down, calm it down. Anyway, got the hang of it. We got fairly good at it, but he brought me down to the bottom and then he gets you to sit down like on a rock and there's like loads of fish around and stuff like that, and he gives you like some bread so that the fish come around you like for the photos. Like he has a GoPro. Anyway, he's taking a couple of photos, all is good in the hood. And then out of nowhere, he just like looks at me and goes, "Oh, like 1 minute." Like he was like 1 minute, and then he just flew up. He just like swam off, and I was like, "Okay, grand." So I'm waiting there. I'm like, "Oh, sure, he's only gonna be gone like 10 seconds." And like a minute goes by, and I'm like, where is he? I'm just sitting down like this rock, like randomly underwater, like just trying not to like focusing so much on my breathing. Like I'm really like because I'm so like when you're in an environment like that and you've never been in it before, you're trying to focus surely on your breath to make sure like nothing goes wrong. Because obviously there's no one there to help me if anything goes wrong. If there was no one around at that point, like I was looking left and right, I was literally just at this rock under the water, fish around me, and yeah, I'd say like 2 minutes gone by and he's still not there, and I'm thinking, oh, should I go up? Like, should I just swim up to the surface? Like, because I don't know how long I'm gonna be down here. Anyway, some guy is another instructor. He's obviously like either got rid of the person he was doing it with, or like just left him alone for a second. So he's swimming by, and he like looks at me and like puts his hand up, like basically like that cat meme if you ever seen it, where it's like the cat has his two hands up for all my listeners, and he's like where's your like he's basically saying like where's your instructor, and I was like I don't know, and then so he came down and he was like he looked pissed off because he was like was this guy left by himself, and he was like you okay? And I was like yeah I'm okay. So anyway, he kind of like sat with me for a second, but he was like doing tricks and stuff in the water, and then he just like turned around and was like won a game of rock paper scissors. So like we were just like underwater like playing games of rock paper scissors, and I won like the first time, and then he was like nah we'll go again, and I won the second time, and then he was like let's go again. So we ended up playing like 5 games. He basically just kept playing rock paper scissors with me until until he won, and then he won, and he was like, "Okay, bye, see you later." So he swam off, and my guy still hadn't came back. So I've been underwater now 5 minutes by myself at this rock, afraid to let go because I'm afraid that either I'm not going to be able to swim up to the surface because whatever's on me is too heavy, or I'm just going to get left in the middle of nowhere. So he comes back down again, the same guy that played rock paper scissors with me. And then he's like, instead of like bringing me back to the surface, he just like comes down with me, and like we started making a handshake under the water. And like bear in mind, like this is my first time ever doing like scuba diving, and I'm just purely thinking like, what is going on? Where the hell is my guy? And I look over, and the guy, my instructor, had to help another person who was like panicking, basically that couldn't get to the surface. Like they needed to be trained by like two people. So I went back up to the surface, and then I realized that it was actually Nicola was the person that he was with. So so I was like, oh shit, is everything okay? But then all he did was when I came back up to the surface, he was like he just grabbed me and Nicola's hand and like brought us under the water because obviously Nicola told him that we're like in a relationship, like we're a couple, and they wanted to get like a video of us on the GoPro, like for us to do it. And she's gonna hate me because I'm calling her out now. But like in the video, I'll send it to you after the podcast. We're like in the water, and like we have this like cute little video like for Instagram. Like we're holding hands, it's grand. And then halfway through, Nicola just goes like this, and you just see her like her body just go like floating back up to the surface. She just floats away like she was never there. And I thought your mom was gonna bring me up with her, and he just goes, nah, we're going down. And he just grabbed me and we went like under the water. But man, it's such a scuba diving is such a surreal experience. Like I've never been like enclosed with a space like with so much fish at a time. And it's so weird because you're purely just focused on your breath like 90% of the time. You
Mm.
can't really like take in what's going around you.
The first half of that story sounds like a really weird dream. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, oh man,
Like
it
up
was
until
such
the
a
point where Nicola came into that, it sounded just like a super strange dream.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It was so weird, man. The guy, like when we were playing rock paper scissors, I thought he was gonna like stop after like the third game. Like we're gonna do like best of two, that kind of way, like most people do. But he just kept playing with me, and obviously, like I wasn't gonna be like, nah, I'm not playing because like he was obviously looking down, making sure I wasn't drowning under there.
yeah, best not to piss that guy off, so you can like come
No,
back to your regular life.
no, no, no.
Did you have to wear a wetsuit for that?
Yeah, we actually didn't have to wear a wetsuit. Which was a bit weird but then I realized there was over like I'd say there was two boats with about 30 people on both. So
Okay.
like they couldn't probably give everyone a wetsuit. I'm sure if you asked you could get a wetsuit, but no, but they had like a shower on the or like a hose on the boat that after you swim you could like get all the salt water off you because that's nasty.
Yeah, I just remember wetsuits remind me of when we were in Carlingford when we were in
Oh yeah,
201. And
yeah,
like things were like fucking. It's like they were spray painted onto you. They were that fucking
yeah.
tight. Like
They
holy
did be
god.
bet onto you.
Yeah, maybe this is just because I was a fat bastard, but like it took me ages to get in and get out of mine. But I think this is like a universal thing. It took all of us like oh, it took everyone at least 30, 40 minutes to get in and out of their wetsuits. Like when we were
Especially when it's wet. It's like bet onto your skin. You like genuinely
yeah.
got it's like you're folding your skin off you.
Yeah, it's fucking it's really strange. It's not something I'm very comfortable with. I'm not gonna lie. It's not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll take the speedos in Paris over the wetsuits in Carlingford
I
any
don't
day of
even
the
think
week.
I don't even think I take the speedos.
Nah, the speedos was really. It was weird, but then it was really funny. Like once you got over the initial, like you were looking at all your mates from school in speedos. Once you got over that, it was quite funny, and
Yeah,
they
that was a
just
really
whatever.
weird request that we weren't allowed to wear like swim shorts. That we everyone had to wear them skin tight speedos. It was very
Yeah,
specific, wasn't it?
yeah.
I just remember.
It was definitely one of the sus teachers who set that up.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, too many of them. We don't need to get into nit and gritty on
No,
this podcast.
we're not naming names here, folks. You know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. In case you ever go back to the skill.
Yeah. But like yeah, like the wetsuits always just remind me of like Carl. I don't remember a lot about that Carlingford trip other than like those wetsuits and getting in the canoes and playing like laser tag in the forest.
And
That's
jump rope. Jump rope
yeah,
was funny. Yeah. There's few bits like of memories that come back to me from like down school trips that are really funny.
yeah. I just remember poor Nathan getting absolutely riddled with food poisoning in Paris as well.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody go so green. I know Nathan listens to the podcast. I don't mean to be out in here, Nathan. Shout out to you, we love you. You know, but I've never seen somebody turn like literal like Shrek green in person before. Like
That's how I became friends with Mango and
yeah,
Nathan.
yeah.
So basically, arrived in my room and it was me, Sean, Darren, and Jack at the time. And the lads clogged all the toilet within the first 3 hours of us
No, no,
being
no, no,
there.
no, no. Don't be blaming me on
No,
this.
no.
We know who blocked that toilet, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, Sean was part of the blocking. Anyway, so I needed to go last, and there was no toilet like in the reception. So I was like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna knock in next door." So I knocked in next door, and it was Nathan, Keane O'Cleary, shout out Keane, Ian, Nathan, and Sean. I think it was five of them in the room, five or four of them in the room. And I basically knocked at the door, and I was like, "Lads, bit of a weird request, but can I take a shit in your room?" And they were like, "Yeah, fairs." And I just walked in, right? This is the set. I think this is the. I did it the first day and it was like grand thanks I left and then the second day it was still clogged so I went in again and when I knocked the second time Nathan was just like panned out on the bed while all the like with the covers open to his neck and all the lads were just playing cards on the floor. They obviously felt so bad like that Nathan was on his deathbed but like Nathan's trying to be involved but he just looks like someone out of the Adams family like just dead on the bed. God bless him. But poor Nathan though like Nathan's one of my good friends, and like his body is just he just can't take it. Like during the summer, he has to like stay in the shade. Like he can't go in the water because he goes purple. His skin goes purple. Like I feel for the guy. I feel for your brother. Shout out, Nate.
Yeah, that was like that holiday was like it's funny because at that point Imran and me weren't really mates, and we shared a room. That's where I think we like first got like it started to kindle what would become our friendship. Because up to that point, well, Imran didn't like me.
Hmm.
I had no particular feelings towards Imran, but Imran didn't like me, and I've said this before on the podcast. Don't blame him. I was a fucking wreck in the head from first to the start of third year. Third year was where I don't know, my balls dropped or something, and I just became a bit more tolerable. I stopped being like that annoying fucking pick me attention seeking kid, and I just became a bit more mellow and stuff like So, but but this was in second year, so I was still very much that annoying pick me kid.
The mellow kid,
Yeah,
the mellow man.
the mellow man. Yeah, I think this might be a good time to move into our topic for the week because we're I think we're recording like 40 minutes now, so we gotta keep our
Our,
churn.
our timekeeping is brilliant.
Yeah.
Went from talking about shits to our poor friend Nathan died.
He's alive, but he's alive, but I'm dead.
He's alive
Um,
and kicking.
but yeah, the topic for the week is unwritten rules that people live by in society.
Yeah.
So this
I
was
kind of broke mine down into categories. Again,
okay.
I'm such a categorizer. I'm just after realizing that. Like every time we do like a topic, I'm always like breaking it. I can never just be a straight answer. Like for example, like Nicola was asking me like the other day, she was like, oh, like what's your favorite like Marvel? For example, she's like, what's your favorite Marvel movie? But I was like, oh, it depends. I was like, it depends what mood I'm in. Like, depends what kind of movie style I want to watch. Like, do I want to watch a cinematic masterpiece? Do I want something that's really action packed? And she was like, can you never just give me a straight answer? It's always just like a prolonged answer. Like, but yeah. So like, this I was trying to think of stuff that maybe is like used on a daily basis. So for this one on a daily basis, it's like this is like a known thing for every man. It's like don't stand right next to someone at a urinal.
Yeah, I knew. You know what? The second I saw you put this in, I was like, "This is exactly what's after inspiring this topic."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, surely, like the first, like every man knows that if there's three urinals, for example, right, and he's on the far right one, you always go to the far left one.
Hmm.
And this like we could break this down into like the offside rule for girls, but like there's specific tactical decisions you make when you approach a urinal, and like for different environments. Like for example, like if you're at a gig, it could be the sake of it's first come first served. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So you need to get in and out. But then there's other times where you're at a restaurant and maybe there's maybe four urinals and there's two lads at the urinals. So you need to make your tactical decision which side you want to go on. Do you want to go middle left, middle right? You know what I mean? So it's a bigger breakdown than people
And
think it
some this
is.
this might sound a bit sus, but sometimes you need to pay attention to their body language and go, right, are they finishing
Hmm.
up or are they starting off?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm. Hmm.
where do you want it? Like, because if the fella, if you've got one, two, three, four, and they're on one and three, if the fella at three is starting to shake, you know that he's going to be wrapping up pretty soon. So you
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
then pounce and take number four. You know.
Yeah, then you've also got to bring into consideration like if you're in like a setting where it's like alcohol's involved. So you've got the wafflers in the top right corner. Then
Mm.
you've got on the left you maybe have like a dad or someone that's with their child that's waiting for them in the stall. So then you've got to be like, okay, well I'm not gonna go sit beside the fella on the right hand side because I or go to the urinal in the middle right because I know he's gonna be waffling the ears off me and I'm gonna be hard for me to get my piss out of the way because I'm concentrating. You know what I mean? So these are big game plays that you need to take into
Like
consideration.
the one exception to like that or like any of these rules is if there is a child in the toilets either by themselves or with their dad, I would just go to the absolute opposite end to where they are. Like I would.
When I'm we broke the pedophile rules.
No, but like I just like just a kid. I just fucking hate kids, man. Like I just don't like children at all, and I don't like this. Isn't even a thing with me. Like having me Mickey out and having the slash. Like it's literally just a case of keep that child as far away as possible from me, please and thanks.
Jesus.
Another one that like similar to the concert thing where you need to kind of just get in now first come first served, but another like I think this is one that people don't think of until they're in the scenario is the post cinema piss. So when you finish the film
Ah.
and everyone's flooding into the jacks because they've had their fucking triple XL Coke
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
they've had like everybody brings a drink or something into the cinema, like whether it's water or whether it's soft drink, whether you bought one there, whether you brought a can or something in, but like I would say at least 50% of the screen will go in my experience anyway. Like it will flood whenever a film finishes. Like the toilets will get flooded. Like and at that point you've less of a choice to be picky. You just gotta go. You gotta just find the spot.
Hmm.
Avoid if it was a kids film. Avoid the kids.
It's a get in, get out situation.
It is,
You
yeah,
just got to get out of
absolutely,
the way. Just get out of the way.
absolutely.
Do you have any on your list that you'd like to say?
Um, yeah, okay. Hold on a minute. I have this up here. So, this is maybe is okay. So I'll start off with a bit more of a social one. So holding the door for someone if they're within like kind of maybe 6 to 7 feet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You gotta hold the door for someone. Doesn't matter who they are. Yeah, even if it's a child.
You know as well, like when you hold the door for someone and then they notice that you're holding the door for them, but they might be a bit like 5 or 6 meters away, so they do like a mini sprint. You know
Yeah,
that like
a
little
little
like a
jog.
minute,
Yeah.
little jog to the door because they feel bad that you left the door open for them,
Mm,
and then you go through that. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
yeah.
That kind of whole situation conversation thing.
The thing is,
Um,
it's easy to get. I got caught with this last week. I was putting petrol in the car, and
mm,
I was like walking. So I got, and I seen there was a guy a couple of steps away, so I held the door open for him. He walked in, and then a guy was walking out of the shop, and he walked out, and then I saw somebody else was like in the shop about to walk out, and I said, "I'll just hold the door for them as well." And then like
yeah.
two other people from the fucking the courtyard started to walk in. So I ended up standing there for a good 2 3 minutes just holding the door for people. Like
Yeah,
at this point, I feel like someone should be tagging me out. You know.
Like that, like let me in, bro. Let me in. Yeah, that happens a lot of the time with me. Is that like I'll hold the door open for one person, and next thing you know, there's like five other people after coming in. Then you feel like your job position has changed. Like you're a little, like you became a chauffeur for like a hotel. So you're like,
Mm.
come in, sir. Just whip out your top hat.
Yeah, it's just a polite
Uh,
thing to do, though. You know.
I had this was kind of one is like don't call someone late at night unless it's an emergency. Do you ever know like people panic when they get a phone call from like their friend really late? Or like it's like like that thing where like if someone rings you at like 10:30, 11, that you haven't heard from them in a while, but they genuinely could just be ringing to see how you are, how you getting on, but you get a
Mm.
fright because you're like, oh, why they ring me this late? Or like a family member ringing you really late at night. It's like this thing where it's like everyone automatically their brains like, what's wrong? What's after happening?
Yeah,
Because you're like
yeah.
you didn't ring me at like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., which is more like of a reasonable time.
I've never thought about it like that, but yeah, I suppose like I wouldn't ring somebody like after I'd say like 8 o'clock unless it was like urgent or there was something that like was that
That's
had
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
dealt with. Like,
Like let's say for example, like you're picking up Eileen tomorrow in the car and you wanted to give her a notice about something, but you rang her at like I don't know 10 o'clock at night. Do you think that she'd be like, "What's wrong? What's after happening?"
yeah,
Or
for
do you
sure.
think she?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's more what I was thinking of. Like normally, if I get a phone call or if I ring someone very late, they're always like, "Oh, what's wrong? What's after happening?" It's never just like, "Oh, how are you?" You
Mm.
know what I mean? It's just, they go into panic mode.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I actually like had never thought about it that deeply, but like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's something I've kind of done subconsciously, where like I just like I wouldn't. But like it's something that kind of wrecks my head about like people nowadays as well. People are scared to answer the phone. Like I'm still somebody who will
Yeah.
like ring somebody if I again now like it is more along the lines of like, oh, I need to talk to you, or like I'll just ring people and just check in on them. Like, now come here, I get like sometimes you ring someone they're busy, or sometimes you ring someone they're in work, but like I see it a lot online more so than anything else, more than like any of my actual friends, where like people are like, "Why did you ring me?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, brother,
They're
you haven't called me.
concerned.
That's why. Like, it's just I just wanted to chat, like like, but like, yeah, I feel like like I've seen a lot of people be like, it's weird to call people now. I'm like, it's what you have a phone for. Like, I know obviously phones have. Like, you do 100 other things with your phone nowadays. I get that, like, but I also feel like people take getting a phone call a bit too seriously. Oh, a little bit off topic, right? But you want to see my phone log on Friday, man. So this week coming, we're gonna record another podcast before this actually happens.
Yeah.
But Betsy will be sent to the scrapyard in the coming days. So the car is going to be gone. So I finally got an email on Friday that they basically the other guys accepted the other guy's insurance has accepted liability for the accident.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I can now, and I've already picked out a car. I was out driving a test car, so I'm going to buy a car. I'll have a new car next weekend.
Cool.
Um, not by the next podcast though. It'll be
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
podcast after that. But to get that right, so the crash happened a month ago at this point, right? And Betsy's fucking been driven around on her last legs with like her bumper and the boot hanging off, and it's yeah, a whole shit show. But I was getting sick that like I was calling my insurance and the investigators on my end, and his insurance basically just like weren't taking liability for it. And they also hadn't gotten in touch with my insurance, or they hadn't given anything back to the guards. Like they were just like so silent on it. And because I hit some guy on company time in a company van, oh sorry, because he hit me in a company van on company time, I had to go through like their HR department and their, health and safety officers and all this sort of stuff. I wasn't just dealing with the guy who hit me. I had to deal with like five other people
Mm.
in the company.
Hmm.
And I was kind of just getting to the point, when like, you're trying to be sound, you're trying to play ball, you're trying to be like, friendly. It's like, oh, these things happen. Like, you just want to try and get this sorted. I got a bit fed up over the last week or two
Hmm.
because you can see the dash cam footage. It's clear as day what happened. Like, that he hit me and it was his fault. Like, so I like spent all day on Friday ringing around. Like my phone log, I when you like go on my phone and scroll, there's
It's like
like
over 20 calls or
20
something.
phone calls made.
Bro.
And like I was on hold for like 15-20 minutes at times. Like I was in work just like listening to all this classical music in the background, like, and I'd get through to them, and I wasn't like grilling them. Like I wasn't being like, you need to fucking do this. I wasn't like being like an aggressive asshole, but I was going, I'm not letting you off the phone until you give me the information that I need.
Yeah.
Because I just like I you need to, and they were like, oh, we can't do that, and they were like, oh, we'll try and get back to you. We'll get someone to give you a call back. And if they didn't call me back within an hour or two, I called them again. And I
Yeah,
went back
yeah.
to them again. I said, hi, yeah, I just never got that off you. Yeah, Graham, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. And like I kept going.
That's the only way you have to do it though. You
I
have to keep hounding them.
wrecked their heads, and like I could tell I was wrecking their heads because at one point they just started declining my calls, and they just sent me what I needed to know when they were like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah, yeah.
we can't give this out for GDPR, and we can't give this out for health and safety, blah blah, because you could do X, Y, and Z with this." And like I knew I just wrecked their heads because I finally just got a text or an email with everything I needed. I was like, grand, and then I was able to just keep going down the food chain. Then like and eventually I got down to the guys in like their investigators thing, showed them the footage, and they were like, "Yeah, okay, Grant." So now on Monday, I'm to call my insurance to say get rid of Betsy, give me the money, and then I buy a new car next
My new
weekend.
car. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's such a long process with all that
Oh,
crap
it's
though.
such a rabbit hole.
And you have to hound because if you don't hound, you're not gonna get it.
No, no. So
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, that was a bit off topic there, but I just
Rest. Just let's just have a moment of silence for Betsy. Thank you. There you go.
there
Rest
you
in
go.
peace, Betsy. Another one I had was kind of like it's like a group setting or like if you're going out for dinner with someone, it's like so like for example, if me and Sean like got a pizza to share with our main, it's like don't take the last pizza slice. Or
Mm.
like, when you're with a group of set and it's like you don't want to be that guy that takes the last pizza slice because there could have been someone else there that maybe is a bit extra hungry or like maybe only got one slice.
Mm.
This kind of happens with like more just in sharing food in group settings. You don't want to be that person that takes like the last item of someone.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
then
think
often what you do, you take it and then you share to people. You'd be like, "Oh, does anyone want the last slice?" Because even though you want the last slice, but you
yeah,
don't want to
facts,
say it. Yeah,
facts. Yeah, I think the
yeah,
only like acceptable reason to take the last slice is one if you know everyone has gotten an even amount, so everyone's had their
yeah,
fair
yeah,
share of slices, and then you also I think if you paid for it, then I think it's fair that you get the last slice. Because like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, me and the lads in the band, I bought everyone pizzas a couple of weeks ago, and like that kind of came up, and I saw there was a slice there. I was like, I'm fucking have that. I paid for it. Like I not that I'm like hunting them down for money. Like I was like, I'll buy us all pizza, like but I was like, fuck that. I want that last slice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Again, sorry, I'm gonna go off topic a little bit again. I won't be as long as this one. Yesterday, so as I've been saying the last few weeks, I've been calorie counting the last 2 weeks in the podcast, and last night for dinner I had a cauliflower based pizza.
Okay. Okay. What was
Because
that like?
I saw an ad for it and it was in Lidl and it was 600 calories for the whole pizza.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty fucking good. So I said, right, okay, I'm gonna try this out. And I have to say, it was pretty fucking good. Like,
There you go.
unless you, I knew going into it because of the ad that I'd seen and because I could see it on the packaging and stuff that it was cauliflower based. And I had like 45 grams of protein as well.
Did it taste like cauliflower?
No, not it tasted like a normal pizza. Like unless I could give you this pizza, unless I told you it was cauliflower, you wouldn't know it was
You
cauliflower.
wouldn't even know. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
and it was like a stone bake vibe as well. Like I had like it's better. It was one of the best frozen pizzas I've ever had. Like it's better than some Chicago town,
That's
and
big statements right there.
it was pretty fucking good. So lads, anybody who's like looking to have a whole slice of pizza but wants to feel less guilty, this isn't paid. This is just genuinely something I had yesterday. It was pretty good. They're called Slice of Life. They're available in Lidl, and honestly, like I would highly recommend just having them in the freezer. Like because a
We'll
normal.
put a poll up. We'll put a poll up. Would you eat cauliflower pizza? Cauliflower based pizza.
I we
There you go.
also like had like cauliflower rice recently, which
That's
is
nice. I've had that before.
it's nice with stuff by itself. It's ass.
Yeah, yeah. But why would you just be eating rice and cauliflower? You want to get yourself checked there, lads.
Yeah. No,
Have you
you need some sauce.
have you got any more on your list?
Yeah, I'm kind of going along with you never skip the line in the queue. Doesn't matter
Yeah, yeah.
what scenario we're in. Like I was at a gig last night, not Oasis, and um, like the bar situation like was because there was people sitting at the bar and then there was people like standing, and it was really confusing to see like who was in line or like if this was a queue, if this was just people standing looking at because the bar was like to the left of the room, but the stage was like in the center beside the bar, kind of. So some people were just genuinely standing there watching the gig, and
Yeah.
some people were in the queue, and it was hard to like. You had to kind of like wait for the barman to give you the nod to be like, okay, you're next, or like move forward, or like I these guys aren't ordering, like But
Yeah, yeah, to
it's really
differentiate then.
it's really important to like kind of stick to queue etiquette
Yeah, yeah.
if there is a phrase for it, like
I experienced that at the all inclusive. Like there was genuinely people that would just walk in front of you and like have no concept of like lines. And it was like I don't know, like not Sean knows me very well. Like I'm very much like a person like I bite my tongue half the time. I don't really say anything like in them situations because I just don't like aggro or beef or anything like that. It's just like the last of my worries. But there was one time where I was like really pissed off because it was like a queue for like the meat section. So they were making it all on the grill and then putting them straight onto the plate. So everything is hot. So you're obviously if you're waiting in the queue, like you're waiting for hot food so that it comes out nice. But like there was like people that would have like one person at the front and then like seven other family members would just all skip the queue and go to the front.
mm,
Like I get it if it was just his wife, like I would have been like, oh, it's fine, or it's like his daughter or something. I would have been like, yeah, grand. But it was genuinely like the whole family like skipped like 10 people in the queue. It's
mm.
like, bro, there's a reason why queues exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a bit of a like if that kind of reminded me of there's a bit of a like thing around queuing at concerts and events and stuff. Like it's become a
Yeah,
big thing now, especially with like Swifties and stuff. That like like they and like I think people like at Billie Eilish were like arriving at like 6 a.m. and giving out numbers, and
yeah,
that's your
yeah,
place in the queue. I've seen this sort of carry on, and like I think what's acceptable is because we have this quite a lot with the Coronas lads at the Olympia, right? The Olympia is quite a small venue, and those gigs sell out every year. So I always get up. We basically I always like just buy a ticket for myself, but I know loads of other Coronas fans who are going to that gig. Like I buy a ticket for myself, but I'm not going by myself. Like I'm gonna bump into people I know there 100%, or I have some friends that I know will be going to the gig. I just bought the ticket solo, and we kind of have this thing of like, right, okay, if you're like if it's like one or two, that's okay. So like for example, like if I arrived, like I would typically arrive at like 3 o'clock, get up there,
yeah,
start queuing, and I'd wait for some of the other guys to arrive. And then
yeah,
because I this is like if I arrived at 3 and I was first, I'm now first in the queue. But like it's 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock's fucking long old time, and then from 7 to 10 or 11, you're gonna need to pee. You're gonna need to hydrate. So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
at that point, like I kind of just wait for other people to come. Then I'll go off and go for a slash and maybe like go get a cup of tea or something like that to heat up. Like I think that's okay, but like we've also had people like come to the queue, and like one or two people will stand there, and then like six people will join, and like that's too much. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
one or two. So like say I rock up and I'm first in the queue, and then like a few minutes later, some people that I haven't a clue who they are rock up,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then let's say another two people that I do know rock up. I'll say, "Hey guys, sorry, they're with me. Didn't mind." And usually when you just say something like that, "Hey, they're with me," that's usually grand done and
Yeah,
dusted.
it's
But then
fun.
like we've also had it the opposite extreme where like two people have shown up, and then like 20 minutes before doors, a group of like six or seven people join them too. So that's now eight or nine people. That's too much. That's
Hmm.
the point where you need to like no, you need to go to the back, especially when like some people are queuing so long.
Mm.
What happened not last year, the year before, we were all fuming with this. So like me and the Crohn's fans will queue like for like I said for like 4 hours before doors. Like I'm not arriving at like 9 a.m. I'm not doing that extreme. Like no, but about 3 or 4 o'clock, like depending on the weather of the day, we'll get there and we'll start queuing. And so we were queuing for one of the nights about 2 years ago, and so doors were opening at 7, and with the Olympia you don't queue outside the door of the Olympia because it's on a pedestrian street. So if you queue there, you're just going to block off businesses, you're going to cause too much ruckus. So you have to
The queue
queue
around the
like
corner.
queue around the corner on Sycamore Street, and that's just basically a big street that goes down to Temple Bar, but like it's just the side of the Olympia, so you're not blocking off any businesses really. And they opened the doors, and like a big load of people just came four doors, and they just let about 20 people in ahead of the people who had been queuing. Like there's me and a couple of the guys that start queuing at 3 or 4 o'clock, but then there's other people that come like an hour before doors, and like there's
Yeah.
about, I would easily say there's about 100 people in the queue at this point,
Hmm.
and they just let these 20 people who rocked up at 7 o'clock, and like war. There was fucking war that night. Because like obviously we would know the security from standing there queuing. We're like, what the fuck did you just do that for? You know.
And what were they saying?
Basically, the guys who did that were like new staff, and they just didn't know that
How it
was
worked
what
or
they were
whatever.
supposed to do. Like the people who like there was like two lads on the door, like at the front of the door, who just let people in, and they didn't come around the corner and get the rest of us. Whereas like the other staff who like we all kind of know by face from being there
Mm.
over the years, and like even just that week in general, who like knew we were going to all five of the gigs, like um, they were just, and to be fair, we didn't recognize the two fellas as well, so like that story held up, but yeah, it was a bit shit for sure. Look,
Yeah, I just don't think I have the capability to just queue up for something that long. Like even if I liked an artist, I just don't have it in me to do that. I mean, I don't judge anyone for doing it. It's just for me, like I like to come like 20 minutes just before the pre-act, watch the pre-act, then get another two drinks, and then just not move for the rest of the gig and like be somewhere in the middle or to the like left where I have like a little bit of space. But then I also get why you like going to the front because you've got a better view, probably better sound. You also get water at the front, which is a
yeah,
benefit like later on in the gig, you know. So there is pros and cons to like concerts. You could talk about all day. Like there's different like ways concerts in which how sound works and like different venues. Maybe it'd be a good idea to bring it up in the podcast. We could talk about our experience with concerts and gigs
yeah,
because
like I
Sean's been
wouldn't.
to a lot of gigs. A
Yeah,
lot.
I wouldn't do it in a venue like the Three Arena
No.
or the like Malahide Castle. I would never do it. It's only for smaller venues where
But it
like
works in the Olympia.
it works in the, so like the venues I would do it for is like Olympia,
Vicar
Vicar
Street.
Street, Whelan's, those type of venues where like you are within like touching distance, and it's not even a thing of being like, oh my god, they're right there, but like it's like those places can also get so crammed and so stuffy. And what
Hmm.
like for the Olympia mainly is when you get up there, you get the Olympia give you a wristband when you are in the first couple of things in the queue, so you can basically go off and get a drink and go to the toilet, and you are like allowed back into the front pit. Whereas like I think it's only the first 100 people get that, and then if you're not in the first 100 people, you don't get to go into that space. So you can queue up and get in there, and then you can go off and like you can spend like you could literally get into the pit and get your wristband and then fuck off for the rest of the thing if you want. Now I don't do that. I also like because these gigs are always in December as well. We always have like our big heavy jackets on outside because you're standing there queuing for a few hours. But then when you get
And then
in
when
there,
you're
it's
inside, you're
fucking
roasting.
roasting. I like to be able to put my coat up on the yoke because I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
paying
yeah.
fucking 12 quid for a
20
cloakroom.
quid. Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. And it's also just like, yeah, you have a better view, and like you can kind of engage with the people that are on stage as well. Like, like it doesn't even have to be like the singer. Like, it can just be other members of the band. Like, I'm not specifically talking about the Chromas here. Like, I'm talking about any band. Like, you can kind of engage and you can see what's going on. And like, as also like a music tech kind of guy as well. Like, I like being like, oh my god, look what microphones are using. What's the pedal that this
Yeah,
guy's
yeah, yeah,
using?
yeah, yeah.
How are they using their stage setup? Like, so like for me, it's not like but I definitely was when I first started about being fangirl, about being up close. But like now for me, it's just like kind of convenience, and like it's how I enjoy watching the show. But
Mm-hmm.
again, like I said, it's only in smaller venues. I would not bother doing that in the point. Like points, I'd be kind of like, yeah, just turn up for doors.
Yeah, yeah, it's way too big.
Yeah,
Way
yeah,
too
yeah.
big. You've got to be like die-hard fan. Really, really, really
Yeah, which
die-hard fan.
respect, like, come here, like everyone, like my thing on those type of things is like if you enjoy it and it's not harming anybody else, just do what you want.
Yeah, just do what you want. Yeah, yeah. Just not for me.
Yeah,
That's it. Sorry for going off topic there, little guy,
yeah,
big
yeah.
guys,
Sorry, we've
but
got.
yeah.
Another one I have is just saying grand anytime anybody asks you how you are, even if your
I
voice
feel
is
like that's
fucking
an
grand.
Irish thing, though. I feel like
Yeah.
that really is an Irish thing. Like you could be having the worst day of your life, and you're probably still like, "Yeah, I'm grand. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
alright. Yeah." I still do that.
Yeah,
Hmm,
like I think the person who asks you is also like a big context driver of that. Like, so like if you ask me like, yeah, like if we ask each other that question, I think we're a bit more like inclined to be like, yeah, okay, or like be a bit more like honest, like, yeah, it's been a bit of a rough day, or I'm a bit tired, blah blah. Whereas like if it's like your coworkers or somebody you don't see that often, like you kind of just are inclined to go grand because you don't want to like it's like you don't want to burden them with the
yeah,
way
you
of
don't want to
everything,
start
like
talking to them.
So-
Another one I had was 1 second. I had it here and then I lost it. Oh yeah, so it doesn't really apply to us, but I just thought about one of my friends that I kind of happened to. It's like when you're going on a date, like there's certain foods like you don't order, like a first date. Like for example, like you wouldn't order something. I think we talked about this previous in the podcast, but like stuff like you wouldn't order like wings because wings is messy. It's gonna
yeah,
get everywhere. You wouldn't get, I don't know, maybe like a chili con carne because it could splash on the plate when you're like lifting stuff up on the nachos. Like it's like the pre-game tactics you have when you're having. You eat something like a burger, or you'd eat something that you could like, maintenance wise, like nuggets would be like a really good thing to have on a first date. Like nuggets and chips. Like I know it's like a kid's meal, but like something like that's not going to be too messy or greasy or going to
yeah.
get everywhere.
They're playing the long
So.
game.
The long game here, yeah.
Yeah.
This is more like first date basis. I mean, after 8 years, I don't think I really care if Nick just sauce all over my face. To be honest, sorry, Nicola.
Yeah, I mean, like you definitely wouldn't be want to be going for like a madras in an Indian
No, no,
for
no.
your
Well, you
first
should be
date
going
with
for
like
an Indian for your first date anyway.
no.
Shouting on the table.
Yeah, we both but went to burger places for our first dates for our partners. You went to Mackey's and I went to Five
Yeah,
Guys. Keep it
yeah, yeah.
simple.
Keep it simple, guys. Keep it
Yeah,
simple. Bring
that's
them on
how
a
I
walk if
knew.
you have no
That's
money.
how I knew Simone was the one for me when I was like first date, and we ended up in Five Guys, and it's like, right, okay,
We're
this
like
is it's meant to be.
the simple girls. The simple girls.
Another, so again, just to slightly drift off topic again.
He's a
We've
pro
been
at this today.
we've been going to Five Guys. Like, I love Five Guys, and like I've been going as like a cheat meal. I think I've gone like twice since I've started my diet, and then like even before that, I don't know what it is recently, but like the Five Guys fries just kind of aren't holding up. Now the burgers still absolutely slap, right? No comparison, right? But like we were kind of like, I think this is one of the most attractive things Simone's ever said to me. She's like, we should just stop getting fries and just get two burgers. And I was like, yes. Yes, that's fucking show. Because you always get, as much as like I know Five Guys are trying to be generous, but you get a fucking mountain of fries, and sometimes when you
Lads,
get bad fries, you know,
lads. Have you had? I remember the first time going Five Guys was with Finn, and he was like telling me about like the portion sizes with the chips. Like he was like get a small because you're gonna get a hefty amount of fries. And I remember the second time I obviously believed him when it happened, but then the second time I was with Nathan and I got medium fries, and man, the whole bag was like full to the brim with fries. I mean, like not a bad complaint to be honest, but when you're trying to get through that, a milkshake and a burger, which is kind of the combination you should get in Five Guys, if I'm
yeah, facts.
personally speaking, you it's a mountain to get through, a mountain, and that's from a fella who can eat. I'm a small guy, but I can eat.
Facts.
Facts. Yeah, that's kind of all I had that I could think of. I'm sure there's plenty more. Let us know, people. Let us know. Is there any unwritten rules you live by? And we can
Very.
mention them early in the podcast.
Yeah,
There you
for
go.
sure, for sure.
Very polite
Yeah,
of me. Very polite of me.
it's very probably the best point to leave it off for the week because we're going just over an hour at this point as well.
Hmm.
Just a quick one for any of you listeners to Distance Dilemma. Me and Imran have something to tell you guys. We are going to take a small break for a couple of weeks from recording the podcast. So this is episode number 30. We've got 2 more episodes to record, number 31, 32. And then we're going to take a small break for a couple of weeks. We're not
We're not
going
breaking
away.
up.
We're not breaking
Our
up.
band's not done.
Doing. No, we're just taking a small break, kind of for 2 reasons. One, it's mainly my fault. I am
Schedules.
so busy in September, and I cannot find a proper time to schedule in doing the podcast and doing the clips and stuff. So we're basically taking September off, is probably the best way to put it. And
Which
we'll
I
be
think we
back.
deserve.
Yeah, and it's also to give you guys a bit of a break. We've been releasing weekly since. I think we
Look,
missed
it's
one. We
yeah,
missed one
so
week.
32
So
weeks out of 33 weeks. We've been fairly good guys.
yeah.
I think we've been very,
Yeah,
very on time
we're,
with everything. So
we're just going to take a small break. Like I said, there's 2 more episodes to come. We'll probably briefly mention it at the start of the next 2 episodes as well, just so people who don't listen to the full episode are aware. But we appreciate you guys who listen to the full episode. So we're just letting you guys know. We will be back in October. I think it's the first week in October we're back scheduled for recording. And we'll be back, the first Monday in October or the second Monday in October. We'll have another episode of the Distance Dilemma. We're not breaking up. It's just a case of it's a break for you guys. It's a break for us as well, because if
refresher.
we burn ourselves out on it, we're not going to enjoy it as much. We want to continue enjoying it. I've loved I felt I was getting a little burnt out with it between like episode 15 to 20, but like the last 10 episodes I've like loved, and I want to
Hmm.
keep that vibe going. But I also feel
Hmm.
a little break would also benefit us, and also as well, I can't fit in recording
Yeah,
for a lot of September. I'm not going to lie to you.
we're busy guys. We're busy guys. You know, uh, but yeah,
Okay, cool.
everything everything's good, guys.
Right, we'll leave it there for the week. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Distance Dilemma. My name is Sean. I'm in Dublin. This is Imran. He is in Toon, Switzerland. This has been our Long Distance Friendship Podcast, episode number 30 of 32. My AirPod just fell out there. So.
Good catch. Good catch.
Good catch, good catch. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to our Long Distance Friendship Podcast. We'll be back again on Monday at 6 a.m. Irish time, 7 a.m. Central European time. And we will see you again next week.
Goodbye.